Good morning, everybody from Israel. I just finished week 3 of my 8-week challenge. So you can see my calendar. Mark off number 17. Now we're on 18. So I've completed 3 weeks. I've got 5 weeks to go. And for the next week, I am going to do 36-hour fast, eat every other day. But then when I step into the last 4 weeks, I am going to still do every other day because that's what this fast is, every other day for 8 weeks. But I'm going to kick it up a notch and not just do 36 hours. I'm going to do 48 hours. That means instead of me allowing myself 12 hours of eating, I'm going to allow myself only 2 hours of eating. And then do that, and it'll give me 48 hours for the last 4 weeks. That way I see more benefits and more progress. Okay. So the last video of this series will be on March 25th. Today I'm going to talk about the importance of sleep and, I need to give you my progress. Okay, so this is what I look like after 3 weeks of eating only every other day. And somebody asked me on a live the other day how much weight I've lost. I don't weigh in, I just know myself so I can see where I'm losing. And this week I lost right here. I know myself. So when I first started, I was losing right here and right here. But this week it's right here. And this used to be like kind of right here, but it's like flat now. So awesome. Yeah, I'm happy. But I want faster progress, and so I'm going to do 48 hours the last 4 weeks. So this next week, I'm still going to have the luxury of the 36 hours with 12 hours of eating. So the other night when I was flying from Cyprus to Israel, they gave us these snacks on the plane. And I like snacks. But I said to myself, there's no way I'm going to eat this because I am accountable to my channel. So I have not cheated this whole 3 weeks at all. All right. Now, this week, and the other thing I wanted to say was I have been doing this 8-week challenge as somebody that's sitting in one place. Now I'm traveling, and I want to show you my cup that's in my hostel. Stop working, start traveling. Isn't that cool? I started this challenge publicly because I want to talk about what it's like to be a traveling evangelist and still continue with your health. And so the very fact that I'm traveling right now, travel day Sunday, travel day Sunday, and I will be officially living in a hotel for the next week. That's like the lifestyle of a traveling evangelist. That's why I was like, man, I should go to remind myself what it's like not to have a kitchen. Well, thank God this hotel here, this hostel, I go somewhere else today, but they have a breakfast and I get to go eat it after, and maybe I'll make a second video of what they have. It might interest people. Okay. So I got here after 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I went on YouTube, and I didn't go to bed till 3. And so it caused me sleep problems. And I knew I was going to talk about the importance of sleep. My favorite preacher preached the longest revival in American history. It went 5 years from 1995, Father's Day, until the year 2000. 4.5 million people got saved, born again, according to the stats of the church at the Brownsville Revival. And Steve Hill was my favorite preacher. He would wake up every day at 4 o'clock in the morning. He would never sleep like 8 hours. He would always wake up to pray, and many times he would preach, and then he would pray for people, and then go home and get very little sleep. And I used to think that was awesome. And he died, I think, when he was either 63, I think he was 63, 64, or 65. He died in his early 60s. While I was in Wales in 2014, he passed away. He had lots of fruit in his life, but I remember that about him the most, is that he pushed himself so hard. He would preach when he had a fever. He made himself preach all the time. And he was born in Ankara, Turkey, on the U.S. military base, raised by a military father. And when you have a military mindset, Steve used to say, I can rest in heaven. Well, I agree with him on most everything except that. I do believe in getting a good amount of sleep. So, with that said, the importance of sleeping, especially if you're trying to lose weight, when you sleep, that's when you lose weight. That's when you burn fat. If you really want to burn fat, you burn it while you're sleeping the most. But I want to talk about sleep. Poor sleep can increase your appetite, cause problems with your hormones. Sleep helps you fight cravings. Lack of sleep, front part of your brain that makes you make good choices and self-control. So that's important. I remember 2014, I went to 20 countries, and then I drove 20 states in America, and then later went to Europe again, making 21 countries that year. But I made some poor choices, and it reflected in my ministry publicly when I had some problems at Vermont. And it was because I was pushing. And one of my teachers at Bible school said, slow down. Well, I was thinking of my favorite preacher. You teach what you know, but you reproduce who you are. So I wanted to be like Steve. I wanted to push myself. And that's why I say this. A good sleep helps you with self-control and helps you make good choices. And at the University of Vermont that day, there were problems, and I ended up getting banned from the campus for 6 months. Yeah. So anyway, and what happened, Christians usually defend me, but still, I should have rested more. I would have made better choices, even if I was in the right. So it doesn't matter what I did or what they did. Poor sleep can give you more time to eat. That's true. Struggle with exercise because of fatigue. Poor sleep can cause cells to become insulin resistant. Insulin resistant is a problem that can lead to type 2 diabetes. Okay, now I've got this from Dr. Berg. At night, there are 4 waves of sleep. And the one you want to get to, according to Dr. Eric Berg, is the delta wave, because during that wave of sleep, you start the growth hormone. He said, Dr. Berg said, try to sleep in 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a little bit cool. Try to get it dark as possible. And one thing I just learned this year is the blue lights of your cell phone can affect you before you go to bed. Dr. Berg even says try to watch like a comedy before bed or read before bed. And in Cyprus, my room there has a red light on the wall for the electricity. When I wake up in the night, I see that light. That affects me. The light of the cell phone affects me. So it's good to have a cool room and try to have it dark in there as much as possible, because the melatonin helps the growth hormone, and then a vitamin that's good for sleep, B1 before bed, D3, zinc. Lower your cortisol. That is a big problem for me personally. I am a high stress person, and because I've been a street preacher for many years, so I deal with a lot of stress. And I noticed the other night on my way to get on the Israel plane, my cortisol was getting bigger. Like it was affecting, my pants got tighter because of cortisol, because of the stress of knowing I'm going to Israel caused my stomach in the airport to get bigger. But I really do see progress this week, so praise God, because last week I was a little bit discouraged. This week I'm more encouraged. This fast is working. Just breathe. Breathe. That helps lower your cholesterol. I doubt anybody's even watching this far, but I'm making the video anyway. This helps me be accountable to myself, and I want the victory. I want the victory. If I have to embarrass myself publicly making these videos, it's okay. Go back and look at my 2015 videos of what I look like. I look way better than I did then. Oh yeah, 2015 I went to 25 countries, but I was huge and I did not look good, and I looked tired. Bold, accomplishing, but I looked horrible. Physical work and being out in nature lowers your stress, which helps you sleep better. Don't eat or drink past 6:30. Now, I totally agree with that, and I would like to keep that in my life the rest of my life if possible. You know, one reason why traveling evangelists gain weight that preach in churches, because they go to churches and preach, and then after church, the pastor usually wants to take the traveling evangelists out to eat. They're eating late at night. That's why a lot of traveling evangelists gain weight. Exercise helps fat burning while sleeping. The recovery phase from the exercise happens while you sleep. It's true. Fasting, and I'll say another thing. We can be busy humans during the day and not necessarily hear from God. And one reason God gives people dreams, I'm not saying all dreams are from God, but God does speak in dreams. One reason God speaks in dreams is because we can't talk back. We can't reason it out or argue or push it away. When we're asleep, we are at perfect rest, and a dream can come that can be life-changing. It can be a word from God. Joseph got a dream about Mary, you know, and very important. Fasting spike growth hormone, exercise while fasting. I agree with that. Even a little bit of carbs can cancel out fat burning during sleep. Think about that. While you have your window open to eat, how much carbs do you want? There's healthy carbs. I agree with that. But if you can lower your carbs as much as possible, according to Dr. Berg, you will actually burn more fat while sleeping. So I've been thinking about that as well. Okay, that's it. I might talk about foods another week. I think next week I will talk about kind of what I learned about living in a hotel and food. Maybe I'll address that next week. And if you're here for street preaching videos, awesome. I'm gonna go preach sometime today, but I'm moving to a hotel, and I go back to Cyprus on Sunday, and yeah, I'm happy with my progress. I bought this shirt yesterday, Tokyo. I love it because my first trip to Tokyo was from Israel in 2017, and I got really close to a street preacher there, and he became like my best friend and one of my biggest encouragers. And the last time I was there, he had lost a lot of weight. He went home to heaven last year. Pastor K died, and so he's on my heart, and he wanted me to lose weight because he lost weight, and that's pretty bold when a man confronts your weight loss, but he could. He went out and got me a Japanese wooden spoon, a bunch of vitamin C, some New Zealand honey, and carrot juice, and brought it to me at my hostel in Tokyo. And he said, mix all this together, and then he wanted me to eat like noodles at lunch or something. Anyway, I miss him. So I'm glad I found this shirt here in Israel. God bless you. We'll see you next Tuesday for a weight loss video, unless something weird happens to me here. Bye.